This series is a continuation of the 6 phases of determining whether or not you are with a narcissistic abuser. And today's phase is testing. The narcissist loves to test you. They will challenge all of your boundaries. They will gaslight you in this phase. They will manipulate you heavily to see if you notice. You see, in the testing, they are incrementally showing their true self, their true character, their lack of integrity, their lack of a moral compass, their lack of empathy, their lack of awareness, their lack of mindfulness. And not all the time is it intentional, but because they're getting more comfortable with you, true version of themselves will start to show. Their mask will fall. They'll put it back on, but it always will be shown. It's up to you to discern what is okay and what is not. The narcissist is hoping that you are tolerating of their dysfunction, their mistreatment, their behavior, their choices. And the more tolerating you are, the more they will expose of themselves. They will put you in compromising positions, but they won't do this until they know that you are emotionally invested in them and that they have you already hooked and committed. You see, this is why they need someone who's emotionally empathetic, is because they prey on your emotional empathy. They may say things to you, backhanded compliments, may mistreat your children, they may abuse your animal, they may do things intentionally just to see whether or not you'll stand up for yourself or others, or to place a boundary. They'll test your loyalty. They may cheat on you. They may lie to you. They may turn back to drinking or to using substances. They'll test your emotional strength. They'll test your mental framework. They'll test your sense of self, your self-worth, your value, your confidence, your esteem. They may change their reference as far as their truth goes, that maybe once they agreed with you on a belief, a topic of discussion, a desire, a want, a dream, seemingly that's now changed. So they want to see if you're willing to call them out. They may ask you to sacrifice parts of yourself, maybe the way you dress, maybe if you wear makeup. They'll ask you to sacrifice relationships that you have with other people, your friendships, your family, maybe even your children, maybe even your work. You see, they want to be able to have full access and control to you, not for the sake of them caring about the relationship and you, but they want to see how much you're able to tolerate by giving to them, by sacrificing for them. They'll expect you to center them in the relationship. So if you have strong boundaries and you choose yourself a lot of the time and you have a very strict regimen of how you show self-care and you show up for yourself, your spiritual practices, your routines, maybe you work out, you take very good care of your body, they will feel an inherent threat by that. So they'll do what they can to intervene, to create disruptions, to create obstacles. They don't want your life to be easy, as they want you to be groomed to serving them. They will see you as entirely too selfish if you are focused on your health, your growth, and what is good for you. If you're not considering them and only them when it comes to the decisions that you're making, they will feel an inherent threat. So a grandiose abuser will proclaim these things very outlandishly, but a covert abuser will subtly feel this insecurity within themselves, and they'll intentionally put blocks and challenges in your way, but act as if they haven't done anything to hurt you. They may triangulate you with neighbors, with friends, with family, with ex-lovers. I got into it with the triangulation with my ex-partner. As a covert abuser, he triangulated me with his baby mama, who I didn't even know, and would have this entire narrative about me that I wasn't aware of, that he shared with her. So amongst meeting her, she had this entire narrative of me that hindered us from being able to connect, but we both were almost fighting for our place in this man's life, and he was loving the attention. Even though it was negative, he loved and validated himself through the disruption that he put in his ex-wife's life and in mine. And whether or not they ask of you to sacrifice these things, they will put you in compromising situations just to see how you respond. Are you the type of person who has strong boundaries? Because that's not going to work for the narcissist. They will not play that game. They'll just ghost you. They'll walk away. They won't even put up a fight. But if you lack boundaries, if you're easily flexible with your boundaries, they will keep pushing until you no longer have a sense of self or an identity without including them. And that's just what they want. They want this form of enmeshment where you are dependent on them, where you are reliant upon them, because it gives them control. This is usually the phase in the journey where people tend to lose themselves in the narcissistic relationship. And so if you feel deep senses of confusion, creates a split in the brain. It's called cognitive dissonance, where you have one version of the person that you initially met with this charm, with this love, with this empathy, this compassion. This person seemingly hit all of the boxes and showed up in the exact ways that you've always wanted. But then later down the line, once you're committed and devoted to them, they then bring out this ugly side of them that leaves you feeling confused. So the reason why you stay and you justify that behavior is this isn't who they are. That's who they are, who I first met. That's what they want you to believe, that that's who they really are, when really this is who they are. They are rooted in dysfunction. They are rooted in self-infliction, self-sabotage. They don't like who they are. They don't want you to like who you are. That's why the mirroring happens, is so you are convinced that this person is genuine, they're authentic, and they're matching your energy, so you will feel more of an invitation to commit and to serve your love to this person. So for me, one of the biggest warnings when it comes to the testing is, what kind of state of confusion are you in? If it's constant, that's your sign to leave. In the testing period, there will not be any consistency. There won't be any leveling of groundedness, of autonomy, of safety. You see, they want to remove your autonomy. They want you to feel confused. And when you are in a state of confusion and cognitive dissonance, more than likely your trauma responses will be to stay. That's why they exploit you in the very beginning, by getting to know you and your traumas and your history and your relationship patterns, is they will exploit them to test them, to reenact the grooming and your childhood conditioning. And the more you put up with this kind of fight, the more traumatizing it will be on your psyche, on your emotional health, on your mental health, on your physical health, and on your spiritual health. You'll see in this phase that they have absolutely no boundaries. They have absolutely no care or empathy by the way others are treated by their behavior and their dysfunction. They will expect you to cater to their bullshit. In this phase, they want you to be convinced that their distorted reality is also your reality. The goal here is enmeshment, so it's harder for you to leave. I'm Anahata, a spiritual mentor, trauma recovery coach, and a psychic medium. If you wish to get the support for enduring narcissistic abuse, CSA, any childhood traumas, working on healing family dysfunction, I am here to help. I will post my link below.